Okay, let's start from your topic. Actually, we have two of them.
So first topic is about updating exception section in the technical guidelines. I added statement plugins must only throw exceptions declared by the method to which plugin is added, and observers must only throw exceptions declared by the method where that triggers event. So we don't want plugins or observers throw additional exceptions because client would not expect these exceptions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Again,
Okay, so any concerns, or we just can? Okay, so then we can just merge it. I can merge it. And we can move to the next one.
Okay. So the next topic, I don't really have anything to share for the next topic, but I want to discuss adding annotation to classes and interfaces in the patch releases. The issue with adding API annotation in the patch releases is that, well, there are two issues. One issue is extension developer may find code marked with API annotation in particular patch release, and he would assume that it's also available in the previous releases because like he would expect that it's okay to depend on the minor version of the module or component that contains that class or interface. But the issue is that that code is not available in the previous releases, so this can be misleading. And another issue that I see is if we add the class interface marked with API annotation, we need to bump a major version. And if we do that, I'm sorry, minor version. Minor version, yes. And if we do that, then all of the extensions or components that depend on this component or extension will have to change the version of the dependency, which will create a lot of issues during the upgrade. So considering that considering that this is new API, I mean, on one hand, this is a new API that we're releasing, and we want people to use it, but because of these two issues, I would propose to mark it with API annotation only in the minor release, like mainly because of problems with changing dependencies if we bump minor version.
Can I go back to changing dependencies? What is this? So you described that which issues we have. One issue is that somebody will start using this interface, but it doesn't exist in previous release.
Yeah,
patch release.
Yeah, and these issues like contradict each other a little bit. So we can say that this is a patch change, even though this is a minor change, right? Mm-hmm. And then it would be misleading and lead to broken extensions.
Yeah, but our current rules is minor.
Right.
So you cannot easily add it to the patch release in any case.
Yes. But sometimes it slips. So if it slips, then it can lead to broken extensions and be very confusing. If we bump minor version, what should we do? According to our guidelines, then everyone who depends on this module or component will have to change a version of this dependency in order to be able to upgrade. If we add something in the framework, then it's pretty big problem because a lot of extensions depend on framework. Also, if it's some of the most important core components like catalog or customer, and also there is a big chance that it's almost guaranteed that there would be an extension that depends on catalog or customer or framework. So it actually from my point of view creates a big problem if we bump a minor version when we add this API annotation.
So why do we want to add it then?
We don't want. So I want to agree that we don't want to add API annotation in the patch releases.
Okay,
but
so
it's the same for any minor changes. So what's specific about API annotation?
So you're saying that people are adding API annotation right now, or it's not clear
So
whether we can add it or
there
not?
was a discussion. I think I was discussing this with Igor, and he suggested that it's better to add API annotation, but after discussion with Vinay that we had, I thought that it would be better to reconsider it, and maybe if we want to do this and document this.
No, what do you mean document?
The approach to this.
In general.
Yes.
Okay, so for now
suggestion
we all
is
agree that we we should
add
not
API
add.
annotation.
Okay, any disadvantages from that?
Well, the only disadvantage is that something that is actually API, because we can release API. We will say that this is API only in the next minor release.
And another potential problem is we usually create such APIs not marked as APIs if teams need to depend from another module. So for module B, they need to depend on some functionality of module A, which they want to mark as API. And what happens for now, we agree usually that we do not mark it. We add this API interface. We don't mark it, but we can still depend from module B on this interface. That's what's happening. So you will
what's the problem that we depend on private code?
You will basically get, yes, dependency on private code in core.
Okay. So one drawback is that people won't be able to use it as public API, or they will have to use it as private code.
Yeah.
One more drawback for me right now, though I think it's solvable, is that I don't think we have any follow-up task usually to mark it with API.
I have some concern that we don't track in any way how to.
But it can be solvable. Probably we still can. We still can avoid adding at API in patch release, but we just need to have some track of what needs to be marked in next minor release, and we need to have a task in backlog for that.
Actually, from my experience, teams usually create it.
Tasks for okay, really? Okay.
It's for the changes which I was reviewing with the team.
But was it ever executed, these tasks?
I don't know what was put for. We'll see.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I believe if we add API annotation to SPI classes, it's major change.
Monitoring query should be as.
What do you mean?
For example, if you have interface that someone need to implement to extend functionality, so if you add this interface and there are no any different paths to use this functionality except implement this interface, it's like major change.
No, it's minor.
So if you replace current functionality with new SPI, it's major. changes because you broke all current behavior.
What do you mean replace? So if you remove an interface and add another one instead?
Or you just remove some functionality that you can introduce without in some different way. For example, with event.
Yeah, but we're talking about adding API annotation, meaning that, okay, we created new interface, for example. So this is not major, this is minor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess just should be clarified for everyone. Maybe you can, I don't know, should we somehow communicate it to Teams so it's clear for everyone? Maybe even just some email or message in Slack, just to be clear on that. Okay. So I will skip my topic. We can discuss it next time. It's about MySQL 8 issues. It's not very urgent right now, and I want Anton Kapler to be here for the discussion. I think he's not here, right? Yes. Anything else that you wanted to discuss today?
I have some MySQL related topics, but if you decide to move it, I also will move.
It's not urgent. It would be good to move it to next time when we will have Anton here. Okay, then if that's all, then we are done for today, and I'll write down some more meeting notes and we'll send it to everyone. Thanks for coming. See you next time.